This conference will now be recorded.
So in the previous session, we have discussed about the process builder, and we have discussed how can we create the processes to send some email alerts, to create some new records by collecting the values from the parent records we have discussed. And along with that, we have discussed by using this process builder, we can able to update the records also, and we can update the records from parent to child or child to parent also. That means with the help of this process builder, we can update the records in the same object, and we can update the records in the parent object also or child object also, both. So upon updating the records, it is possible to update from parent to child as well as child to parent also. Both are possible. That may be any relationship type. No. So upon updating the records by using process builder, we can update the record from parent to child as well as child to parent also. The possibility is available. So in this case, yesterday we have discussed about a small use case to create a process on the account object to synchronize the account records, phone value, and the fax value into the respective contacts. Because whenever I'm going to be creating a related contact record for an account, it will be collecting the account record phone number and the fax number, and the address information will collect automatically from account. But if I am updating that account record phone number or fax number or address, that is not reflecting on the contact. So I want to implement a process which will synchronize the data from account to contact records. So whenever the account record phone number has been modified, the same phone number should be reflected in the respective contacts. Whatever the associated contacts are there on those contacts, the phone number and the fax number has to be get reflected. Then how can we create this process? Now let's see practically. Now, so let me go with the process builder and then to create a new process. Click on new button to create a new process. I'm going to be indicating that. Now, process to synchronize account phone and fax to related contacts. Process to synchronize account phone and fax to related contacts. So whatever the account record phone number and the fax number value is available, now I want to synchronize that values into respective contact records. Now, so now let's specify the process starts when the process has to be get started. I want to invoke the process whenever a record changes. As soon as whenever a record has been changes, that means modified or created, then I would like to invoke this process so it can able to synchronize the data. Click on save. So now my process is ready. Okay, this is my process explorer. Now I want to indicate that on what object we need to create the process, what kind of conditions needs to be get verified, and then what it has to do, everything we'll see practically in this case. Now, so now specify the object name on which you would like to create the process. I would like to create the process on account object. Why? Because is whenever the account record phone value or the fax value has been modified, then please make those changes to be reflected in the related contact records as well. So that I'm selecting the object as account. And then when you want to find this process, I want to find the process whenever the record is created and whenever the record has been modified also. In both the cases, I would like to find my process. The process has to be get invoked whenever a record has been created and edited. Because initially, whenever I'm creating the account record, it is creating a related contact or related contact records. Suppose in future, if you're modifying this account record phone number, it has to reflect the changes back to that respective contact record. So that here, I want to find my process on whenever a record is created or edited also, both, in both the cases. Now, click on save. Next, specify the criteria. That means what kind of conditions you would like to verify. Okay, what kind of conditions you would like to verify. Now add criteria. So here I'm indicating check the phone and fax values. Fax values. So if the phone and the fax values has been modified, if the phone and fax values has been modified, then how do we know whether phone and fax values have been modified? Now, in this case, I would like to go with that formula. Okay, I would like to specify a formula over here. So how can we specify the formula? Now let me show you. So now in this case, whenever the account record phone number has been modified, then only I want to reflect. Then how do we know whether the record phone number has been modified or not? For that one, I would like to use a function called as isChanged function. Okay, isChanged function. Now, so now here you will be having an option called as function, and then click on this lookup icon. You can specify that function name isChange. So now I would like to specify that advanced functions. From that one isChange. There is a function called as isChanged function. I would like to verify if the phone number has been modified, is changed of account phone. I want to verify that phone field. Click on the field, that is a phone number field. Now click on choose. So if the account phone number has been modified or fax number has been modified, then I would like to do that. So now comma, I'm going to be indicating this. Same I'm going to be indicating here also. Instead of this phone, I'm indicating fax. So any one of this value has been modified. For that one, I'm using R. Okay, R function. Okay, I'm giving that formula to evaluate the value to true. I would like to check for the formula over here. So now this is the condition I would like to verify, because suppose if you're modifying some other field values, then I don't want to reflect. If the phone number has been modified, then only I want to invoke my process to synchronize the data to that respective contacts. If the fax number has been modified, then only I would like to reflect this back to that respective contact. So if you want to know whether the phone value has been modified or not, Salesforce has given a ready-made function called as isChanged function. That means whether this phone number value has been changed or not. If it is changed, or Okay, R. The fax value has been changed. That means any one of this. If the phone is modified, reflect this. If the fax is modified, reflect the changes back to that respective fields. Now, so I'm going to be indicating this. Let me give that steps. Object name on which you would like to create the process. That is account object. Criteria. When a record is created and edited. And the conditions. Here we can specify the formula to evaluate. So this is the formula. That means if the account record phone number has been modified or fax number has been modified. Now, generally, when you go to some other programming languages, we are going to be writing the conditions like this. Like for example, condition 1 or condition 2 or condition 3 or condition 4. Like that, we are going to be writing like that. But in this case, what happened? Keep on, we are writing R like this. So that Salesforce is giving a facility that no need to write this keyword R this many number of times, just to make it as a comma, like as R. Then we can specify condition 1, comma, this condition 2, comma, this condition 3, comma, this condition 4, like that. We can specify this one. This is the syntax. Okay, this is the syntax. So there is a functionality to optimize that Salesforce has given these kind of facilities. Like for example, assume that I want to perform some mathematical calculations, like some 2 into 3 plus 2 into 6. What we can do in this case? Here we can able to, here also 2 is there, here also 2 is there. Then what we can do, we can make it as a comma. 2 into 3 plus 6. We can able to write like this also. So now here totally 2 plus 2 into 9. That means 18. Okay, 18. Here also, if you do the same thing also, here also 2 into 3, that will be 6, and then 2 into 6, that will be 12, that will be 18. Both will be same. But this is an optimized technique over here. As part of mathematics, you know, inside in our childhood. Same concept. Here also, we made it as a common. Because instead of writing this R every time, just Salesforce has made it as a common over here. That means we can able to collect it outside, and then we can specify all the conditions by separating with a comma. This is how we are writing. That's what here we are using R. Okay, R. This is the first condition, comma, second condition. That means if this phone number of this account record has been modified, R fax number of this account record has been modified. Both are same. Just the representation is different. In the normal programming languages, we are writing like this, but in our Salesforce, we are writing like this here as part of admin. Okay, now. So now here I would like to verify the formula to be get evaluated. So I would like to select that option as formula. So now I would like to check this formula over here. Now, next one. This is the formula. Now click on save button. So what will be the actions you want to do? Okay, click on add action. What is the action type now? I would like to go with the action type called as record update. That means update records. Update records. So I would like to specify the action name. Action name. So now synchronize account details into contacts. Now synchronize account details into related contacts. Now here I'm giving that step by step for you. Action type, immediate actions. Action name is record updates. Okay, record updates. Now select that record which you would like to update. Record type, which record you want to update, child or parents. You can select that. Click on this lookup icon. Now select the record related to the account, or select the account record that started your process. Which record you want to update? The same record which you are on which you are going to be verifying the conditions are the related records here. Okay, related record to the account. Select a record related to the account. That means for this account record, what all the related records are there, I want to select it. So select that option here. What is that records here? Contact record. So that you can select the contacts. Here we have an option called as contacts. Contact records I want to update here. Click on choose. Now in this case here, we can specify that recorded type. So recorded type, I would like to select that option over here. Recorded type. Select the option as select the record related to the account. And then the object name will be contacts. Select the contacts and set the field values. So what is that field values you want to set here? So now for this contact, whatever the phone number field is available, for this one I need to specify the value. I need to specify the value, account records, phone field value. For the contacts of fax field, I want to pass the value. From where? From the accounts, fax field value. And from the contact, address field information. So in this case, I would like to specify the mailing address. Contact, mailing address information. I would like to synchronize from accounts, mailing address information. So here I would like to specify the mailing street. Okay, mailing street. I would like to collect from the billing street and the mailing city, mailing state, mailing country, mailing postal code. These are the values are available. These are the values are available. So I would like to collect this information. So these are the values which I would like to collect, and then I would like to place over. Okay. So now the billing state value I want to copy into mailing state, billing city into mailing city, billing state into mailing state, and the billing country into mailing country, billing postal code into mailing postal code. These are the values I would like to set. How can we set these values? You know, okay, in the previous session also we have discussed similar way, similar fashion we can able to do this. Now, so not just to specify this one, I need to set these values. So which field value you want to set right now? Now set the new values, okay, for the record you update. That means for a record which you want to update, for that one set the value for which field you want to update, which value you want to assign. I'm going to be indicating that. So the contact records phone field. Phone field in the sense I would like to specify the business phone. Contacts phone field value. I want to collect it from where? From the account record phone field. So that here I'm selecting, okay, the field reference. Collect that value from account. So that I would like to refer this field inside this account. Whatever that account phone is available, I want to collect this account record phone number value. That phone number value I want to set it to the contact records business phone field. Add row. And then business fax. I want to set the value from account to contact. Account record, fax field value. And then that means account to phone I'm passing to that contact's phone, account to fax I'm passing to that contact's fax. Like the similar way, the mailing street. Mailing street. The value will be coming from where? From the billing street. Billing street field. Click on add row. Mailing state. Value will be coming from billing state. Add row. Mailing city. Value will be coming from billing city. Add row. Mailing zip code. Value will be coming from billing zip code. Add row. Mailing country. Value will be coming from billing country. Billing country. That's it. So now here in this case, what happened? I'm going to be collecting the account records, the phone number and the fax number and the address information. I want to sync the data into my respective contact. So whatever the account records information is available, whenever I'm going to be updating the account record phone number or fax number, I want to collect those values and I want to sync that the account records phone and the fax and the address information into the respective related contact records. So for that reason, we are going to be defining this process here, which will be synchronizing the data from account to contact. Click on save. So now my process is ready. So I'm creating a process on that account object, which will be verifying whether the phone and the fax values has been modified or not. If the phone and the fax has been modified, immediately I want to sync the data into the respective contacts. This is how, because in future, if they ask any question in entry point of view where you have used process builder inside your project, then you can explain these are the various scenarios we got as part of our project. So we have created some records and we have updated some, we have synchronized the records over there. Don't say like simply update the records, we have synchronized the record values also based on that record changes. Then they will raise the question, how did you implement? Then you can explain this process. Generally, the people will be explaining in the courses simply one small point, because one small concept, okay, one small action they will explain, they will close it off. But when you go to the real time, these three actions are more important. Creating the record, sending the email alerts, and then updating the synchronizing the data by using updating the records. These three actions are more important in the real time. Because previously we don't have this kind of options. We used to go with the triggers, but now we are solving those problems just by using configuration with the help of process builder. Now click on activate. Click on confirm. So now my process has been activated right now.
Sir, can we create multiple processes on one object?
Yes, multiple processes also on one object you can create, no problem. Now, go back to the setup. Now, so now here in this case, see previously what we did, let me show you. When you go to this process builder right now, see, on this account object, how many processes are available? Yesterday we have created one process over here. This is the process which we have created on the account object here. And today also we have created a process on account object. So on a single object, you can create multiple processes also, no problem. That possibility is there. Okay. No.
Sir, at the same time, if we want to update these records, I mean, these fields into the opportunity, then we can add one more action in the process builder, right?
Yes, yes, we can do that. One more action in the process builder also.
Is there any limit for this?
No, no, there is no limitation over there.
Okay.
You can able to add the multiple related records also.
Okay, thank you.
No. So let's go to that. Let me test this functionality. So now let me take an account record. Like for example, Aditya Kumar. For this account, we are having this 3 related contacts are there. The 3 related contacts are available for this account. So now here I am going to be updating this account record. As soon as whenever I'm updating this phone number, immediately same phone number should be reflecting in my all the related contacts. Here contact phone number is different, account phone number is different. Let me reflect this one. Whenever I'm changing this value, I'm changing this value like some all are 9s. I'm reflecting this value. Once I click on save button, automatically my process will be getting filed and it is going to be reflecting this the same changes into my related contacts also. It has been updated over here. So whatever the phone number and the fax numbers are available inside my account, same will be getting reflected automatically. Suppose I'm changing this value to all are 6. So whenever I'm changing this value, once you click on save, the same phone number will be reflecting into my all my contacts automatically. So previously we did the implementation through triggers, but now we can do it with the help of process builder itself because we have more facilities as part of this process builder. This is how we can able to synchronize the data with the help of process builder. Okay, so this is a concept of process builder in Salesforce. This is how we are going to be invoking some actions. And then during the development, I will show you one more action, how to invoke your Apex classes from the process builder. This is also one of that important feature because previously we used to invoke that classes from the triggers, and then now we can able to invoke that classes from the process builder itself. This is also one of the most important, the action which we are using as part of real time. Okay. The remaining actions are very rare because nobody will use that, but Salesforce has keep on adding some more new actions also inside this because whenever it is required, they can do this. Okay. Now, this is the concept of process builder inside your Salesforce instance. And then regarding this one, I will be placing one document also. I think I hope I have placed that document also inside your Google Drives. Did you got this document into your Google Drives? Regarding the process builder, a separate document, including the navigation steps and the actions and everything.
Yes, sir, we got it.
Okay. So here in this document, I have given that information how to invoke that Apex classes also. But basically, this is the development part. Okay, it's not admin part, it's a development part. You should be aware of how to write the Apex classes and how can we make this method to be invocable. For that one, we have to define that method by using an annotation called as @invocable method. Then only we can invoke this method from the process builder. So this is the development concept over here. How to create that class and everything. I've given that step-by-step implementation also by using a use case as well over there. Okay, during the development, we'll see this concept. Okay. So this is a concept of process builder in Salesforce. Now, the next one. So now we'll see few more small features as part of this configuration.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, the document which you showed now, we don't have in our drive, sir. We just have a
normal notes which you give daily. Don't
Okay.
have that document which you
Yeah,
showed now.
Sure. I will
Yeah,
place that
for
one
the
as well.
334 batch. Yeah, for
Sure,
the
I will place that one.
334 batch.
Yeah, I will place that document also inside your Google Drive.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, the next concept is data management. It is also called as data migration. It's the most important feature as part of this implementations. This concept is also called as a data loader, data management, or data migration. So now I think everybody is aware of what do you mean by migration? Migration in the sense moving the records. Data means what? Records. Data in the sense records. We would like to move the records from one place to another place. One place to another place means what? One server to another server. One organization to another organization. One application to another application. And then one object to another object. One environment to another environment. Like that, whenever if you want to move the records, nothing but data. Data means records. Whatever the records you have created inside my account table or account object, those records I would like to migrate. Those records I would like to move to some other environment, to some other object, to other server, to the other application, wherever. So at that time, we are using the help of data migration or data management. So basically, whenever you are migrating that features, we have two types of migrations. First one is data migration. Second one, code migration. This code migration is also called as deployments. This code migration is also called as deployments feature, installations. Here code in the sense of data means the records. Whatever the records available inside the object. Records exist inside the objects. Whatever the records are available inside the object, those are called as records. So now code means what? Code in the sense features. Features in the sense what? Of that organization, we are creating some application. We are creating some objects. We are creating some fields. And then we are creating some processes. We are creating some validation tools. We are creating some sharing tools. We are creating some users. We are creating some profiles. And then we are creating some Apex classes. We are creating some Visualforce pages. We are creating some triggers. All these things. In order to implement the functionality, in order to implement that application requirements, what are the features you have implemented, like as applications, objects, fields, tabs, validation tools, formulas, roll-up summary, workflows, relationships, process builders, sharing rules, assignment rules, auto response rules, users, profiles, Apex classes, Visualforce pages, triggers, batch classes, scheduling classes, future methods, and then web services. These all are concerned of code. Code in the sense of business logics which we have implemented as part of this application requirement. So once the code has been implemented, once the features have been implemented, we can migrate these features, we can move these features from my development system to the production, to the other environments, to the testing environment, or the QA environment, or the UAT environment, or the stage environment, or the production, to whomever you want. So at that time, whatever the features we have implemented, these features are called as code. So this code migration is called as a deployments. Deployments is a separate concept. Deployments is a separate concept. Now I'm not talking about the deployments concept now. I would like to go with the data migration. That means how can we migrate the records? During the deployment concept, I will discuss, okay, how can we migrate the code by using sandboxes and the change sets features. Through that we can able to deploy. Because once application development has been done, we have to install this application to the client's machine, right? That is nothing but deploy. That is nothing but code migration. Because as a software Salesforce developer, we are developing the application for our client. Once the development has been done, once the testing has been done, then we are going to be delivering this application to my client, so that we have to install this application to my client's environment. That is called as code migration, or that is also called as deployment concept. So how to deploy the code and what are the various ways are available to deploy, and then everything we'll see during the deployments concept in Salesforce. Okay, now. So now let's see the data migration. That means I would like to move the records. So now here, whenever we are going to be moving the records, okay, from one organization to another organization, or one system to another system, one application to another application, or one object to another object, that is called as data migration. That is also called as a data management. Data means records. Then how can we perform the operations on these records right now? So whenever if you want to perform the data migration, we have the various ways. Various ways are available to migrate the data. Now, in this case, by using data management feature, we can manage the records exist inside the object. So by using data management feature, we can manage the records exist inside the object. Managing the records means what? Performing the operations on the records. That means we can insert some new records, update some existing records, delete some records, we can fetch the records, we can perform all these operations. So whatever the table that we have, in that table we can insert some new records, we can update the records, we can delete the records, we can view the records, we can perform all these operations. These are called as simply import and export operations. Okay, import and export operations. So by using this data management feature, we can perform the data import and then export operations on the records. That possibility is available. We can perform both import operations and export operations on that records. Then how can we do that? We'll see practically in this case. Now, so in this case, by using this data management feature, we can perform the operations on the records. We can insert some new records, we can update, we can delete, we can view, we can perform. These are called as import-export operations. So by using this data management feature, we can perform the operations on multiple records. Now you can raise a question, sir, as of now already we know how to insert the records, how to update the records, how to delete, all these things we know. Then why this a data management feature? Now let me explain. For example, assume that I have an account object. So through this page layout, okay, through this tab, I am able to manage the records. Like by using this tab provides collection of user interfaces to me through which I can able to manage the records. Like I can create some new records, I can update the records, I can delete the records, I can view the records, I can perform all. But the problem is, how many records can I create at a time? Only one. So how can we do that? Click on this accounts tab, click on new button, enter the data in all the fields, click on save button. And then one record is created. Then click on accounts tab again, click on new button again, create the second one. That means one more. And then after saving this one, go to the accounts tab again, click on new button and create the third record. That means what? We are creating the records one by one, one by one, one by one. That means we are creating the records record by record, record by record, record by record. Now in this case, if it is some 10 records to create, then I can manage my time. Okay, if you want to create some 10 records, then I can manage my time because only 10 records are there. I will create one by one, one by one, one by one. But if I want to create some thousands of records, then will be taking more time, right? Yes, it will take some more time. Because creating the records one by one, one by one, one by one, one by one will take more time. Because when you go to some large enterprises, they're not managing the records in terms of single records. They're managing the records in terms of bulk. They may be managing the records in terms of bulk, like some 10 records, 20 records, 1,000 records, lakhs of records, millions of records, billions of records also they may be able to manage. So in this case, how can we manage some more records? What are the various ways are available in Salesforce to manage the bulk records? Now, let me explain each and every feature one by one, and then I will tell you how can we manage the records by using a tool which has been given by Salesforce. Now, so in this case, let me give the third one. By using data management feature, we can perform all the DML operations on the object records. We can perform all the DML operations on the object records. That is, we can perform both import operations and export operations on the records. For example, we can insert the records, we can update the records, we can delete the records, we can fetch the records, that means export the records, etc. All these operations we can able to perform, okay, on those object records in terms of bulk. We can perform the operations on bulk records in one shot. So now, so that we can able to perform both import and export operations on the bulk records. On the bulk records at a time. At a time, we can able to perform the bulk operations. Then how can we manage the records inside my object now? Generally, let me go with each and every process, and then I will tell you what is the drawbacks in that, and then how to manage by using a feature called as a data loader in Salesforce. Now, so in this case, to manage the records, we have so many ways are available. To manage the records, we can use the below ways. First one, page layouts or tabs. So now by using this page layout or tab, how many records can I create at a time? Only one. How many records you can modify at a time? Only one. How many records you can delete at a time? That means what? Only one record we can manage at a time by using this tab. Like for example, if you want to create a new record, click on this accounts tab and then click on the new button and then enter the data and then save. That means one record. If you want to modify the record, then open the record first, click on edit button and then make the changes and then save it back. This is one record we have modified. Then open the second record, modify that. Open the third record, modify. That means one by one, one by one, one by one. Suppose if you want to delete the record, open the record some Pawan Kumar, click on delete button. So we can delete this record and then open the next record, click on delete button. Open the third record, click on delete button. That means what? One by one, one by one, one by one, we are deleting. That means we are going to be managing the records on a single record at a time. So by using this page layout, by using this tab, we can perform the operations on only one record at a time. That is the first problem. Okay. So in this case here, by using this feature, we can manage only one record at a time. Only one record at a time, not multiple. That is a problem as part of page layouts. So whenever I'm managing the records by using tabs at the page layouts, Salesforce has given the facility to manage only one record at a time, not multiple. So to avoid this problem, Salesforce has given a feature called as Apex Program. Salesforce has given a feature called as Apex Programming. That means development. Okay, that means development. So now through development, how many records we can manage at a time? By using Apex Programming also, we can insert some records. We can update some records. We can delete some records. We can fetch the records. We can perform all the operations on these records also. But how many records we can manage? Maximum of 10,000 records at a time. 10,000 records we can insert at a time. 10,000 records we can update at a time. 10,000 records we can delete at a time. That possibility is available. So by using Apex Programming, we can perform the operations on maximum of 10,000 records at a time. Because each DML operation will be performing the operations on maximum of 10,000 records, not more than that. This is the second way in order to perform the operations on bulk records, but it is requiring some programming part. It's a development concept. As part of Apex Programming, inside your development, we have to write some code. Through that code, we can insert some 10,000 records, we can update, we can delete, we can perform all the operations on those object records up to maximum of 10,000 records at a time. So that means what? We have to manage the records 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000 like that. For example, I'm having 20 lakhs records. That means 2 million records are available. Then what we can do? 20 lakhs records. So if I'm managing the records 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, will it take more time for me, right? Yes. At a time 10,000, next 10,000, next 10,000. Like that, we have to manage up to maximum of how many? Okay, 20 lakhs records I need to manage. At that time, if I'm dividing the records to 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, will take more time. For that reason here, it requires some programming part. We have to write some code. You should be having some technical skills. So to avoid this problem, Salesforce has given a feature called as Data Import Wizard. Data Import Wizard feature. So what do you mean by this Data Import Wizard feature? Data Import Wizard. It's a wizard, nothing but it's a user interface. No need of any programming. No need of any technical skills. It's purely a user interface which has been given by Salesforce, which is used to manage the records to perform only the import operations. to perform only the import operation. Import operation means what? Inserting, updating. That's it. These two operations are called as import operations. That means we are pushing the records into that objects. Import. We're importing. That means what? We are getting the records, getting the data. So that is called as a data import wizard. Data import wizard is a feature which has been given by Salesforce by default, which is used to manage the records, okay, in terms of bulk. Then how many records you can manage? Maximum of 50,000 records at a time, not more than that. Maximum of 50,000 records you can manage at a time by using this data import wizard. Now, let me give the notepad. Data import wizard is a ready-made feature. Ready-made feature provided by Salesforce to perform only import operations. Import operations means what? Insert, comma, update. Only these two, not delete, not fetch, nothing. To perform the only import operations on the records. Only import operations. The problem is we can't perform any export operations. Now, we can't fetch the records from the objects by using this feature. This feature doesn't allow you to fetch the record, nothing but no export operations. That is, no export operations.
We
No
cannot.
export operations.
We cannot fetch the records.
Yes, right. We can't fetch the records, okay, from the objects. So there is no export operations. Now, so in this case, the two, how many records we can manage at a time? By using this data import wizard, we can manage maximum of 50,000 records at a time. Okay, we can manage 50,000 records at a time. In one shot, we can insert 50,000 records. In one shot, we can update 50,000 records. Not only one, not only 10,000, we can manage up to maximum of 50,000 records at a time. That is the limitation given by data import wizard. By using this feature, we can perform the operations maximum of 50,000 records at a time. We can perform the operations on maximum of 50,000 records at a time. That means 50,000 records we can insert into this object in one shot. Now you can raise the question, sir, how it is possible to insert 50,000 records? How to pass this 50,000 records? Whatever the records you would like to insert, just you can place all these records inside an Excel sheet, and then in that Excel sheet, we have to save that records with the help of a extension .csv. That means we have to supply the input records to the import wizard in the form of a .csv file. Like CSV means what? Generally, if it is a notepad file, it is having the extension .txt. If it is a Word document, it is having some .doc. If it is a PDF, it is having some PDF. If it is any image, it will be having like some JPEG or GIF. Like that, it will be having some image, it will be having some extension. Now, what is this extension .csv? CSV means comma separated value. Comma separated value file. This is called as comma separated value file. Okay, CSV file. So this is like as an Excel sheet only, nothing different. Okay, it's like as an Excel sheet. Inside your Microsoft Office, or along with that Word, we are having Excel sheet that is also similar like as Excel sheet only, nothing different. Same. So we have to take one Excel sheet. In that Excel sheet, specify all the record values and then save that file with the extension .csv and then pass this CSV file to my import wizard as an input. Import wizard is going to be collecting this CSV file. It will read each and every record from the file. It will be inserting into your object automatically one by one, one by one, one by one. This is the process. So what are the records you would like to insert or what are the records you would like to update? Those records we have to supply to that import wizard in the form of a .csv file. Now, in that too, this import wizard is having some drawbacks. What are the drawbacks are available? Import wizard will not be supporting all the objects. Upon inserting the records, it won't support all the objects over here. Import wizard will be supporting to perform the operations on only few objects here. Now, import wizard will support to perform the operations on the objects like account, contact, lead, solution, campaign member, and all custom objects. These are the objects it will support, not all. It's a common question in every admin certification 201. So now they will give you some 4 answers to you. From that one answer is a wrong answer. They will ask the question. So now from the below 4 objects, 1 object will not be supporting by import wizard. Please find out that. So what objects this import wizard will support? Import wizard will be supporting to perform the operations on account object, contact object, lead, solution, and the campaign member. Remaining objects it won't support. Like as we are having the opportunity, case, and then we have order, contract, feedback, quote. Like that, so many objects are available. It won't support all these standard objects. It is supporting only 5 standard objects. First one is account, second one contact, third one lead, fourth one solution, fifth one campaign member. And then it will support all the custom objects also. Custom objects it will support, but standard objects only 5. There is a common question in every interview. There is a common question in every admin certification 201. Okay, so that it is a common question over here. Then where is this import wizard is available? So now this import wizard will be available in a specific location. Like we have to go to the setup menu, go to the administrator menu in the left panel, go to the data management. Inside that we are having that option called as data import wizard. Data import wizard. Okay, let me show you this option where it is available here. So in the data import wizard, this is also called as simply it is also called as import wizard. Okay, simply called as import wizard also. If anybody asks in the interview point of view, okay, what is the import wizard, then you can explain about the data import wizard feature. Simply the people are calling it as import wizard. So import wizard is a feature, ready-made feature given by Salesforce, which is used to perform only import operations. Importing means what? Insert and update. No delete, no fetching the records, nothing. So that too, by using this import wizard, we can perform the operations on maximum of 50,000 records at a time. 50,000, 50,000, 50,000 like that we can do. So then how can we insert 50,000 records at a time? We have to pass all the 50,000 records by placing inside an Excel sheet. That Excel sheet we have to save with an extension .csv, and we have to supply that CSV file. So we have to supply the input records in the form of a .csv file to my import wizard. And then, so import wizard will not be supporting any export operations. Import wizard will support to perform the operations on only few standard objects like account, contact, lead, solution, the campaign member. Along with that, it will support all the custom objects also. These are the limitations that we have as part of this import wizard. Now, let me show you where is this import wizard is available. Let's go to the setup menu. Go to that administrator menu in the left panel. Go to the data management. We have an option called as data management is available here. Inside this data management, you will be having an option called as data import wizard. Data import wizard. So now this is the data import wizard. Let me click on this one. Once you click on this data import wizard, it is indicating this. It will give some information about this. So if you want to start this implementation, then we can able to click on launch wizard. Basically, nobody will use this data import wizard because only for importing. That too here it is indicating that. Let me show you. So it is supporting only few standard objects. What standard object it is supporting here? Account object, contact object, lead object, solution object, campaign member. Only these objects it will support. Remaining objects it won't support. If you want to insert some opportunity records, it won't support. If you want to insert some campaign records, it won't support. If you want to insert some feedback records, it won't support. It will be supporting only these objects. Along with it will be supporting all the custom objects also. Click on custom objects. We can see all the custom objects, whatever we have prepared. Okay. So now, in this case here, data import wizard will be supporting to perform the operations on only few standard objects and all custom objects. It won't support all the standard objects of Salesforce. This is the problem. So the two import wizard is supporting to perform only import operations. But sometimes I want to perform export operations also, right? Yes. So for that reason, Salesforce has given a feature called as data loader. Data loader tool. Salesforce has given a feature called as data loader tool. So what exactly data loader? Data loader is a ready-made tool which has been given by Salesforce to perform both import operations and export operations on all the standard objects and all the custom objects. This is a facility. Data loader is a tool which we need to download and we need to install into our local systems. Okay, data loader is an on-premise tool. On-premise means what? Which should require the installation first. First of all, we have to install this tool into our local system, and then only we can start utilizing that to perform the operations. So now, data loader is an on-premise tool which has been given by Salesforce to perform both import operations and export operations on your Salesforce object records. So through this data loader tool, we can insert the records, we can update the records, we can delete the records, we can fetch the records, we can perform all the operations. Not only import, both import and export operations we can do on the record. Then how many records we can perform the operations are up to maximum of 5 million. We can able to process maximum of 5 million records in one shot. 5 million means what? 50 lakhs records we can process in one shot by using data loader tool. That is the power of data loader. Now, so in this case, data loader is a tool which has been given by Salesforce. It's not a third-party tool, it's our Salesforce tool. Now, data loader is an on-premise tool. On-premise tool provided by Salesforce, which requires the pre-installation in the local system, which requires the pre-installation in the local system. By using data loader, tool, we can perform both import operations and export operations on all standard and all custom objects in Salesforce. We can perform both import operations and export operations. That is, you can perform insert, update, delete, export, all the operations we can able to do. We can perform all the operation. Export means selecting, fetching the records. All the operations we can do. And how many records we can perform the operation? So data loader will allows you to perform the operations on maximum of 5 million records. By using data loader, we can process maximum of 5 million records. That is 50 lakhs at a time. By using data loader, we can process maximum of 5 million records at a time. Now, then how can we supply these records to my data loader tool? Data loader tool is expecting the input records in the form of .csv, same concept like as input wizard. Here also, what are the records you want to insert, what are the records you want to update, what are the records you want to delete, all this information we have to supply to the data loader in the form of .csv file. Now, for example, upon inserting the records, I'm inserting some 10,000 records or 1 lakh records. Upon inserting this 1 lakh records, once all the records have been processed, then how do we know if the records has been inserted or not? Or do we have any records which are unable to insert? Some records may be failure. How can we track? For that one, data loader is providing the output files also. So we are giving the input, data loader will give the output to you, nothing but confirmation of each and every record, whether all the records have been processed or not, which record is processed, which record is failed, everything we can able to track. That possibility is available as part of data loader. So now here in this case, we need to supply the input records to the data loader in the form of a .csv file. CSV file format. And then data loader will provide the output files. That means results in the form of .csv files. Both input file and the output file format will be .csv, so that we can able to track which records has been processed, which records has been failed. Why the record has been failed also, we can see the reason. In the tool itself, it is going to be providing why the record has been failed. Whether I have passed some wrong value for that field, or I did not supply the value for one of the mandatory field in the record, or what is the mistake that we get. Everything we can able to, we can track that information also by using the output file, which has been given by data loader tool. Then where is this data loader tool is available? That is also available at the similar kind of navigation. When you go to the data management, you will be having a last option that is called as data loader. When you go to the data management, you will be having an option called as a data loader. So when first of all, we have to install this data loader tool into your local system first. Okay, we have to install data loader tool into your local system first. So whenever we are using the data loader tool into a local system, data loader tool has been given in the form of 2 flavors. Okay, we have the data loader tool in 2 flavors. One is for Windows, second one is for Mac. Okay, now we have 2 flavors of data loader tool. Data loader tool. We have the 2 flavors. First one is data loader for Windows. Second one, data loader for Mac. That means depends upon the operating system which you are using into a local system, we have to download any one of this. Suppose inside your local system, if you are using Windows operating system, then install the data loader for Windows. If you are using the Mac operating system, like as a MacBooks, like as Apple, okay, iPads, iPhones, okay, or MacBooks, then we can install that data loader for Mac. So depends upon the operating system that we are using into a local device, we have to use that respective flavor of the data loader tool into a local system. So these are the two flavors are available: data loader for Windows, data loader for Mac. And then whenever we are installing this data loader into a local system, the prerequisite is we have to install Java into our local system. We have to install Java into a local system. It is a prerequisite here. Because to install this data loader into a local system, Java is a mandatory. Java we can install from Oracle website. It's a free. You can no need to buy anything. It's a free. So that we have to install the Java into a local system, then only the data loader tool will support. Why? Because is data loader tool is purely built upon Java programming. It's purely built upon Java programming. That's what here we have to install the Java into our local system first. This is the prerequisite. Then where is this data loader tool is available? Let me show you. Now, let's go to the data management. We have an option called as a data loader. Okay, data loader. Click on this data loader. Here it is indicating this information. So now data loader is a client application, nothing but a tool which we need to install for the bulk import and export of data, nothing but records. Install OpenJDK 11 before installing data loader, nothing but you have to install that. Okay, Java, that is JDK, Java Development Kit. You have to install into a local system before installing data loader, because this is a prerequisite. So with the data in a comma separated value file, that means we can able to process the records in the form of by placing in a file which will be having the extension .csv, so that your data loader can create nothing but we can insert, we can update, we can delete the records from your Salesforce, any Salesforce standard or custom object. All standard, all custom objects will support. Now, so in this case, if you want to install this data loader into a local system, okay, we have to download from here. Okay, download data loader for Windows, download data loader for Mac. So upon installing the data loader, if you are facing any difficulty, then you can go to this instruction. For the Windows, this is the installations instruction. For the Mac people, the people who are utilizing the MacBooks, for those people, this is the instructions guiding has been given by Salesforce to install this data loader into a local system. Okay, so that we can able to download this data loader from this Salesforce instance, and then we can install and we can able to start utilizing this. Then how can we use this data loader to perform the bulk import and export operations? We'll see in tomorrow's session. Tomorrow's session I will show you how can we use this data loader tool, how to insert, how to update, how to delete, how to fetch, how to get the records from the recycle bin, also how to delete the records permanently from Salesforce instance. Everything we'll see practically in tomorrow's session. Okay, so tomorrow we'll see the practical concept of this data loader, and then from day after tomorrow we'll still start the concept of reports and dashboards.
Sir,
Okay, yeah.
like as you said,